I'm a resident of Warwick, Rhode Island. Now you ask why I come dressed as Santa Claus. Well, why don't you ask National Grid? Every Christmas they seem to come in with a new gift for us.
Yeah!
Merry Christmas, National Grid.
Yes, and most of us don't take it as a gift because, you know, we also know what the word for poison is in German. It's gift. And that's what National Grid gives us every year. Das Gift. They just give us poison. And you ask, who runs the National Grid? Did you ever hear of the Mayflower? Well, you think of 1620, when people came over to Massachusetts on the Mayflower. Well, if you look about 2 or 3 years ago, in a hearing before the Massachusetts Department of Public Utilities, it seems the National Grid was giving money to the Mayflower. And what was the Mayflower? The Mass PUC said it served no useful purpose for National Grid. It was just a conduit for them to send money back to England. So they disallowed the cost that they gave to the Mayflower. Well, I want to know, are we supporting the Mayflower here? Should we go so radical as to call for the burning of the gas bill? Look at the rate. Now, Social Security, they're going to give you a 1.7% increase because they said that's what inflation is. But you see, the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, there's 6 different ones of those. And most of them do not cover utilities. So you're already behind the 8 ball when you go to pay your electric bill because they're not even factoring in your income. And if you look at 1.7% and divide that into 23.3, and what are you going to get? You're going to get something like, while I told you the rate of inflation was 1.7, you're going to get a price that's close to 1,400% of the rate of increase. So I say that this is unconscionable on National Grid's part. For too long, they've done these things. Now they say, well, who will pay the bills? You know, the people have to pay. Yes, they have to pay. But we noticed recently, well, they're not a new group of people, but they're just more brazen. They go to the Supreme Court and say that Congress is preventing us from spending our money. We want to spend money on more political campaigns. Well, you know, spend your money and pay other people's bills. Do something. I mean, people go into Toys R Us and pay people's carrying charges. I mean, National Grid could do a lot of different things for the state. And look at, if you get a bill, where do you send your money? You talk about, is National Grid impacting the Rhode Island economy? No. You may send your bill to Newark, New Jersey. Now, if there's a problem with your bill, you may get a call from Rochester, New York, or a letter from Rochester, New York. And if you call Rochester, New York, you will be called to call Phoenix, Arizona to discuss the bill. And then when you call Phoenix, Arizona and you explain your position, they say, well, if you got the documentation, now we want you to mail that to Northborough, Massachusetts. Now, if they did all this in Rhode Island, you know, maybe there'd be some jobs in Rhode Island.
Yeah!
What's going on here? I know there's politics involved, and I'm not a Republican, but I remember what Barbara Bush said, and I think it's a good position for the PUC to take. Just say no.
No!